Your Social Security benefits are less than a decade from being lit on fire, and there's nobody talking about the solution to put out the flames. I've gone straight to the source, talked to my senator's office, and talked directly to my congressman. And their answer is, there are no planned cuts. Nothing to worry about here. And nothing in the way of legislation to change what Social Security's own trust fund is saying is coming in less than a decade. I can't help but feel disappointed when I ask those questions and receive back largely what I feel like is deflection. See, I've talked to industry professionals and non-government officials who have a very different message, and I'd like to share that with you here.
And so that on the retirement side of Social Security is the current projections are that the program can continue to pay full benefits to people through 2033. And after that, if there was nothing done by the US Congress and the President of the United States before then, there would be approximately a 21% reduction.
See, I'm just a small platform. I don't want you to take my word for it. I'm not here to fearmonger. But this is a real problem. See, Andy not only says that this is real, he confirms that there's not enough revenue to pay the benefits. I guess technically it's not a planned cut, but a revenue shortfall.
But it does not have a viable source of revenue that's large enough to pay the benefits that are currently scheduled to be paid to people.
You know, I suppose that they're not telling me a lie. This isn't a cut to benefits that's planned by them. Rather, it's a shortfall in revenue, and there's only so many ways to fix it based on how the trust fund operates. On that note, don't at me in the comments saying that we need to drop the cap. Social Security is an individual benefit, and what you get back is based on what you paid in over your 35 highest years. Raising the cap raises how much people get back. It's not a viable answer, and if it was, politicians would definitely be leaning on it. But I want to go back to other things that Andy had to say. We're within a decade of this cut. Members of Congress know that it's happening, but there's not a plan in place to deal with it.
Congress is often does things at the last minute. And
that's putting it nicely.
That's putting it nicely. My wife used to cover Congress as a reporter, and she would say that they act like college students who are getting, final exam time rolls around and it's like, oops, I better study.
From everything that I've gathered, there's only two options. Benefits are reduced to 79% of the total that you're receiving now, so a 21% reduction, or taxes are raised to offset the revenue shortfall. Andy says it himself. Listen.
The train coming, so to speak, right?
They all see the train coming and they know that people are worried about that. Obviously, if you don't cut benefits, then you need some additional revenues coming into the system.
Find your representative's contact information if you don't live in my district and send some questions. Are my benefits set to be reduced in 2033? What the heck are you guys doing about it? Let's start making some noise on this issue so we don't have to wait until the last minute. See, people plan for these decisions 5 or 10 years in advance. It's near impossible to know what to do with your Social Security benefits when you have representation saying no planned cuts are coming, but Social Security itself says there's a 21% reduction of benefits coming down the pike. I don't know where we go from here, but I do know it's time to start making some noise. Share this video. I'm going to put up the contact information for both my congressman and senator's office right here. Please reach out to them and let them know that this problem is a concern. You're worried about your benefits being reduced because, in their own words, it's coming in 8 years. The politicians don't want to call it a cut, but your benefits are being lit on fire. Let's put it out before it becomes a problem.